This ruling is a victory for America.
The decision same-sex couples on the South Plains have been waiting for is in.
The movement's been 40 years in the making.
The U.S. Supreme Court rules that same-sex couples have the right to get married in every state.
And sometimes there are days like this, when that slow, steady effort is rewarded with justice that arrives like a thunderbolt.
It's a major shift in the law, so does it mean the fight is over? In a close 5-4 ruling today, the U.S. Supreme Court declared the right to marry applies to every American and legalized gay marriage in all 50 states. Steve Handelsman has the very latest from Supreme Court. Steve?
Shaylee, thanks. Good evening. Not all of the affected states are rushing today to perform same-sex marriages, but 6 already are, and the rest will soon have to after this Supreme Court ruling. The crowd outside court exploded into chants, songs, and hugs, celebrating same-sex marriage ruled a constitutional right and instantly legalized in the 14 states where it was still banned, like Ohio, Laura Woolley's state.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
I'm super excited about it.
Opponents still protesting.
Marriage is the union of one man and one woman.
But plaintiff Jim Obergefell from Ohio said the term gay marriage can be dropped.
That from this day forward, it will simply be marriage.
Obergefell got a call from President Obama, and Mr. Obama came out to praise the ruling.
When all Americans are treated as equal, we are all more free.
Opposing the 5-4 decision, Chief Justice Roberts complained the Constitution had nothing to do with it. But for the majority, Justice Anthony Kennedy wrote, same-sex couples seek not to denigrate marriage, but rather to live their lives or honor their spouse's memory, joined by its bond. And he wrote, bans on gay marriage harm and humiliate the children of same-sex couples. In Texas, Sanaz Fiali and Marty Byer rushed to get a marriage license with their kids in mind.
And we don't have to think about explaining our family legally to the, school district or anything.
This was Mobile, Alabama today. Back at court, they sang the national anthem. In fact, most Americans backed the right to marry for everyone. 57% in the latest NBC News Wall Street Journal poll, and now that is a constitutional right. At the U.S. Supreme Court, Steve Handelsman, KCBD News Channel 11. Shaylee, back to you.
Thanks, Steve. As you know, the ruling came in a 5-4 vote. Here's the breakdown of that vote. In this case, Justice Anthony Kennedy was in the majority, along with Justices Ginsburg, Breyer, Sotomayor, and Kagan. Chief Justice John Roberts led the dissent. He was joined by Justices Scalia, Thomas, and Alito. Moments after the Supreme Court's ruling, the White House updated its profile picture on Twitter and Facebook to reflect the legalization of same-sex marriage in all 50 states. One man commented on the photo, "I like to consider myself somewhat patriotic, but after today's ruling by the Supreme Court, I feel so American right now, like full-on 100% American." Even companies are showing support. American Airlines also changed its profile picture on Twitter. They posted, "We're on board. Diversity strengthens us all. And today we celebrate marriage equality and the landmark SCOTUS decision." State leaders quickly reacted to the Supreme Court's ruling. This morning in a statement, Governor Greg Abbott said 5 justices on the Supreme Court have imposed on the entire country their personal views on an issue. He later tweeted out, "Marriage was defined by God. No man can redefine it. We will defend our religious liberties." Hours before the court's decision this morning, gay couples were in line at county clerk offices in Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas. Some offices are planning to extend its hours to accommodate the larger number of couples walking in. Other counties are holding off until they get guidance from the state, which fought to preserve a 2005 constitutional ban on gay marriage. Back here at home, so far only one same-sex couple has made their way to the Lubbock County Courthouse today. That's where we find KCBD News Channel 11's Gloria De Leon live. Gloria?
Shaylee, today at the Lubbock County Clerk's office, only one same-sex couple came in to apply for a marriage license, but then they were turned away. Kat Cade and her partner, who wishes not to be named, says they've been together for 5 years. When they entered the office today, they were both hopeful that they would be issued a marriage license, but they received some news from the county clerk, Kelly Pinion. Pinion says they will not be issuing any marriage licenses for same-sex couples at this time. Pinion tells us she is just following the direction given by her superiors.
I'm going to follow whatever the DA tells me and the Attorney General's office.
and I want to make sure that once we act, we are acting as we should and following the law as we should.
Applying for a marriage license here at the courthouse is all electronic, and as of right now, no software updates have been done to include same-sex couples. And coming up at 6, we'll speak with 2 individuals who say they are still hopeful. Shaylee.
Okay, thanks so much, Gloria. Tonight in Lubbock, supporters of marriage equality are gathering to celebrate the Supreme Court's decision. The gathering is at St. John's United Methodist Church on University. The event starts at 7 o'clock. The Lubbock County Republican Party has scheduled an impromptu prayer meeting tonight. It begins at 6:30 at Southcrest Baptist Church on the South Loop and Memphis. Both events are open to the public. Many of you might be wondering what's next. Well, currently 36 states permit same-sex couples to marry, while 14 states in the South and Midwest have bans that must now be lifted. The ruling will not take effect immediately because the court gives the losing side 3 weeks to ask for reconsideration. And you can join the conversation on the ruling on our KCBD Facebook page and website. Right now we have a poll online. We want to know if you agree or disagree with the Supreme Court's ruling on same-sex marriage. We turn now to the weather. If you have plans tonight, take your umbrella with you. Might see some storms this evening, and John says a few storms could bring heavy rains to the South Plains. So what does that look like as far as a timeline for tonight's showers, John?
Well, Shayla, we've got a few in the area right now, but as our graphic indicated, showers and storms are likely throughout the next couple of hours. We had a couple already on our Doppler radar, but look at our graphic